Welcome to Subramani. If you were to ever ask me whether I will be able to predict who is going to win the 2024 elections, the answer is no. Will you be able to predict? I don't know, but you need a very big team to guess and to do research, to take data and analyze, and you have to know that you can go wrong. We know what we can't do mostly. However, if you ask me to pick up shares for the next 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, I will do it very confidently and wrong. Right? I could go wrong. I have not gone wrong. I mean, I got it right much more than I've got it wrong is my luck. And knowing the right people. I always held this quote, which I don't know how original it is, to say knowing a few people to talk to is much better than having a big research team which you have selected and hired and all that. That's very important to know whom you're talking with, what they are doing. You can't even imagine the kind of things which people tell you, which I can't even repeat it here, right? Very, very reputed groups are in the market. They manipulate shares. You can't even believe that their share price can be beaten down so much. They beat it down, then they buy it, and then they take it up. All these things keep happening. I'm not getting into insider trading and things like that, but chances are we think we can predict what will happen in the market, then we buy shares, and then shares don't do well and shares actually go down. When the share goes down, you have to admit to yourself that you made a mistake. Standing in front of the mirror and say, oh my God, I should not have bought Jupiter Bioscience. Ultimately, why did I buy it? Or some share which is just got wiped out. And then you make theories saying, oh, I will not buy shares out of a promoter based in Hyderabad. This is just my own learning. It is not to belittle people from Hyderabad. I keep visiting Hyderabad quite often. It is just to say that some patterns are there in your head and you are not managing some 25,000 crores. You are managing a couple of crores of your own money, so you don't have to invest with everybody. But it is very demeaning to buy shares and lose money because you feel very insulted. You feel that, oh my God, I made such a big mistake. Now I have to sell, things like that. So, but if you go to a mutual fund, there is not so much of attachment. So if you are doing well in your profession, maybe you're playing cricket, maybe you're an actor, maybe you're a hotelier, whatever it is. If you are doing well in your profession, my suggestion would be go and hire an advisor and completely outsource this. You don't want to do that, go into passive funds. But please understand, some of these passive funds we are recommending now is simply because of recency effect. Recently, yes, the recency effect has been there, but should you be investing in an ETF, should you be investing in a passive fund, should you be investing in an index fund, or should you be investing in active funds? It's a very difficult call to take, right? So, and there would be things which you don't even know in the market. For example, there is a commodity fund which you don't know, and some portion of your money should be in that commodity fund. It's only an advisor who is going to tell you. It is perfectly possible for you to put money, your large cap money, whatever you want to put in large cap, you can put it in an index fund. But then somewhere you will read an article that over the last 30 years, we have seen that small cap has got extra 12% over the large cap. So then you're saying, oh, where can I put in small cap? Is there a small cap ETF? Should I go for a passive fund? Is there a passive fund possible? Is there a micro cap? Why is this one micro cap doing well? If you're going to ask yourself all those questions, you need an advisor who will be able to answer them. So I'm not saying just go to any advisor. Make sure you go to an advisor who can answer all these questions for you. One bad thing about doing your own investing is you get to perhaps control costs, but far more importantly, the bad thing is it damages your ego. You say, oh my God, I got this wrong, and it is. We all make mistakes, right? As long as you can come out of your mistakes very quickly, or if you're lucky and you sold and that mistake then became a disaster. For example, I had bought Orchid 36 rupees and I sold it at 180 rupees. I still can't believe, I pinch myself because that company is today gone. I sold Pateja Forging in Indiana Dairy. I sold, and the buyer I knew was the chairman of the company. He bought it at a price which was never touched again. Then the price crashed. The promoter committed suicide. He ran away. He didn't know what was happening, right? So So these kind of things happen in the market, and you tend to kill yourself saying, oh God, I made a mistake. If you don't want all that, you're better off going to a mutual fund, going to passive funds and things like that. Also, people don't even understand the importance of mutual funds, in the sense that if I want to invest in real estate REITs, international REITs, is it possible for me to ever do it on my own? Is it possible for me to invest in Berkshire Hathaway directly? Yes, of course it's possible. You can do the LRS scheme, but then that really requires a big amount of money. Can you just go and put 1000 rupees in Berkshire Hathaway every month? No, you can't. But you can invest in a fund which invests in Berkshire Hathaway, right? You can invest in a fund which invests in the US market. You can do those things, and I think it hurts the ego less. When I see I've got 30% return in 30% IRR over 3-4 years in some funds, I feel happy. But if I see I've not got good returns, I still go and look at the portfolio and say, okay, iska bhi zamana aayega, this too shall pass. If I like the fund manager's style and the portfolio, I then just stick to it. The other advantage of being invested in a passive fund or in a mutual fund is you don't identify yourself so much, and you don't, at least I don't kill myself saying, oh, I chose a wrong fund manager. Yes, I come out of it very quietly, and nobody will even know about it. But I have chosen 3-4 fund managers maybe 20 years ago, and I've stuck around with them, and I've done well. And now again I've picked up 2-3 younger fund managers, and investing in them will last me through my life, right? So can I go into an index fund? Maybe 5 years later, 7 years later, I'll start allocating more to an index fund. But index fund and the mutual funds definitely make you feel less worse. You feel wretched when somebody who was asking me to buy Diwan Housing, he was allegedly close to the management, and I was seeing what was happening. They were repaying big chunks of money, so I thought it was a good share. Till at 32 or something, I decided, okay, my bad, I sold. Yes, it was a mistake. There is no doubt about that, right? So similarly, normally I don't buy companies from Hyderabad, but GMR Airport Infra is something which I bought, and I'm sitting on decent amount of profit. So yes, you make your rules, then you break the rules, you at least know why you break the rules. But unfortunately, what happens is you start blaming yourself for those mistakes which happen. Right? You know some management is not good, but you know the share price is being rigged. The only thing you can do is stay away, because after you enter the rigging, if the rigging stops, or if the people start selling because of some fallout between the people who were rigging the share, you will be caught with literally with your pants down. So don't do any of those things. It is also demeaning, and all this will have an impact on your career. You will constantly be worried, is this company doing well, is that company doing well, my brother told me not to buy, my dentist told me to buy more, right? These things, don't let these worries don't let these worries hurt your profession. That is not, you got this money because of your profession. Remember that you did not get this money because you inherited it. You earned it in your profession. Whatever it is, 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crores, doesn't really matter, especially if you're a young athlete or a young cricket player or a young actor. Your profession is very demanding, very demeaning. It takes a lot of physical and mental toll. You need psychiatric help. And I'm not saying this very negatively. Every sports person and every actor should have a personal psychiatric session at least once a month or once in 6 months, whatever, because you will go through hell. You will be extremely good, and that time you will be dropped. You will get wickets on very bad balls. You will get hammered on your good balls. You will get out for a duck. You will get out, run out when you're having bad form. Your movies will be a flop. You think you've done a great job, but your movie will be a flop. All these things will happen, right? Whether you're these two professions are extremely difficult to survive. So that, use all your skill and energy there. Don't waste it here, because the equity markets have a tremendous ability to make you look like an idiot. The share that you buy at 100 will drop to 70 and then go up to 300, right? And you would, at 70, you would have said, oh my God, enough, I can't take more loss, and you will cut your loss, and then the share will go to 300, and you will look into the mirror and say, oh God, what is so bad about me? Why did the share price go up after I sold, and why did it go down after I bought, right? So these questions don't, there is no answer for all this. please concentrate on your profession, whatever the profession is, whether it is code writing, whether it is software making, whether it is running your own business, or whether it is a sports. Concentrate on that. Don't let the market demean you. The market demeans many of us, so we all can look stupid, but I think we have learned to do what Devanand said, fikr ko dhuए में उड़ाता चला गया. When you are worried, just smoke it off, right? Today, that's not a very appropriate thing to see, but appropriate thing to say, but yes, if you have learned to live with your mistakes, if you have learned that your mistake is not going to cost you your food and your house, it's important for us to realize that. But it is very difficult for a 26-year-old who is playing cricket, or a girl who is doing a movie, who does a great movie, and then for 6 months finds she's got no more movies coming her way. She's going to be very difficult. Don't let the market add to your woes. Thank you.